Hello, my name is Dale Wilhite. If you want to find anything about me, you can go on Facebook. I just wanted to pitch a new concept here that I created a few weeks ago. This one here is called, it does have a title, this one's called the American School Children's Union. I want you to think about this. Without the school children of America, you don't have a school board, you don't have a school superintendent, you don't have a principal, you don't have teachers, and you don't have a teachers union. And so to all of them, the school kids of America are very important. They're like gold, because without them, they don't work. They don't make a living, at least not what they're doing. I thought a few weeks ago, because I'm always hearing about teachers' unions, and their rights and the teachers' rights and so on, always being representative. And it seems like everything is catered for them, even though I still think that most of them get underpaid. But nonetheless, I have wondered who was watching the kids, who's protecting the kids, who's fighting to make sure that they get a good education, that their schools are, have high standards, that the kids are not being cheated. Kind of like I got cheated out of my education. Although half of it was definitely my fault. Anyhow, and I come up with the idea of something called the School Children's Union. Although it would be, really their parents who would put in some money in each state and have representatives, union reps, come and represent them when they see and discover that their kids are not being educated properly. This union is to fight on behalf of these parents and all kids. It would finally give the school children of America and their parents a voice that they don't have today. Because again, the school boards are not, in my opinion, are not adequate in taking care of the kids today. With these schools, we have so many third world like schools here. We need better schools than this, and the charter schools, of course, are catching on, and so on. But there's still a lot of public schools out there that are so bad, and it just isn't getting any better. Although there are some really good public schools out there, make no mistake about that, and those need to be left alone. But I just thought that maybe it's time that there be a union for the kids. This is one way to fight back against the tyranny of the teachers union, who openly have confessed that their main function, it has nothing to do with the kids. It's about power. And you go on YouTube, and I think it may still be on there, where some former rep, teachers union rep, made it very clear. It has nothing, that their purpose has nothing to do with the school kids. It has to do with power, because they're just raking in hundreds of millions of dollars, and they're powerful, and that's why our educational system is not improving a whole lot because of it. Although Governor Cuomo in New York, finally a liberal that's starting to stand up and find the importance of charter schools, but we still have a long ways to go. And it's sad to see that so many kids are being robbed of their education, like I have, because of such bad schools. But to me, a children's union, if each state could create one, and enough parents come together and put some money in there, and maybe it will grow under the right leadership, then maybe the school children of America would have a voice finally. Somebody there to represent them, to make sure their teachers are adequate. This union would do that, to make sure their school's clean, to make sure their school's drug-free, to make sure that it's a school and not a war zone. Because nobody is representing the school kids, and unfortunately a lot of parents are not doing their part to make sure their schools are good. But maybe a union could bring more attention to it and bring the attention to what's going on in their schools to a lot of parents that are not paying attention. Again, this is just something that has to evolve. It has to start somewhere, and then it just might grow. And before long, you might have school children's unions nationwide in every state. And all of a sudden, instead of always hearing what the teachers union says, now you can start listening to the school children's union reps. And they will fight for all the kids, especially those in the rural routes who get cheated of their education because they don't get as much money because they're way out in the boondocks somewhere, and so their kids get, less of an education because they live out there. They should not. It's not socialism. Every kid should get the same education and get a good one. No matter what their race is, no matter who they are, it doesn't matter. And just because they live way out in the boondocks does not mean they should be robbed of their education. There are many ways to improve upon it, especially in the age of the computer or the internet. But anyhow, I just wanted to pitch that idea. I put it on my Facebook page a few weeks ago, and I might pitch it somewhere else. But it's just an idea that needs to be considered, and I hope one day the right people up in Congress and states would hear of it You know, it may take a long time, or someone else may think of it and pitch the idea. But we really need something or someone or to finally represent the school kids of America to get so they can get a good education, because our nation cannot continue to be sending graduates out there that can't read and write or can't do basic math. You know, the school I went to was terrible, but in my case it wasn't the teachers, it was the system. The system was so bad when I went, and it can ruin your life. It can make life harder. That's why all kids need the best education they can get, and we are a rich nation. We should be able to give it to them, but we're not. But one way to maybe do that, besides charter schools and private schools and military schools, is by a union that will represent the kids finally and start making sure they're heard as well. Thanks for your time.